What's up everybody, it's X, and Omniscience drafts are done for the time being, so let's just hop back into a ranked draft of Rivals of Ixalan here. So, there are a few really good first picks here. I think I'm probably just going to pick Jade Light Ranger, though. Jade Light Ranger is just so far above the curve of what most creatures are going to be like in limited, just drafted decks that I think is just going to be a very, very powerful card. But there's also Curious Obsession, which obviously standard all-stars, the card is very good. But same with Jade Light Ranger. Jade Light Ranger is a standard all-star. There's also Luminous Bonds to pick up a removal spell early, same with Moment of Craving, but it is a little more situational than Luminous Bonds, so I think I like Luminous Bonds better. I'm going to go ahead and just pick up the Jade Light Ranger, though. Not a super hard pick, it is just a powerful rare to start us off. So, what are the best cards in this pack? There is a Strength of the Pack, which is interesting. I've never really been in the deck for this kind of effect, but it could be good, theoretically. Stormfleet Sprinter, I've definitely been in a Stormfleet Sprinter deck before. I think this card is very, very good. Really doesn't go with our first pick, though. We're not going to play a double green card and a blue-red card. And then, out of the cards that we could possibly play in this deck, I think the most powerful cards here would just be a Hunt the Weak or a Strength of the Pack. So, I kind of want to just take Stormfleet Sprinter here, and then, just because I feel like it's enough more powerful than, like, a Hunt the Weak or a Strength of the Pack, that we can just take it and then just kind of miss out on this pick. And then just based on what we're getting past, we'll choose between making a green X deck or a blue-red deck. X just being any other color. So yeah, I think Stormfleet Sprinter is just really, really good. So I'm going to take Stormfleet Sprinter, and we'll see if we end up in green or blue-red here. So there are quite a few really good cards here. I think that Jungle Creeper is probably the best card by a little bit. I do like Exultant Skymarcher a lot as well. Stormfleet Swashbuckler is alright, and Deadeye Righauler are alright, but I do think that Jungle Creeper is probably better than both of them. So it looks like we're probably just going to move into green-black for now. Dusk Legion Zealot is a pretty good card that I would like to wheel. It's very unlikely, though, I think, but I'm not entirely sure how the bots draft as opposed to just regular players. But yeah, the white cards in here are really good as well. Snubhorn Sentry and Exultant Skymarcher are both quite good, but I'm just going to take Jungle Creeper. It's also, like, exactly the color scheme that you want to be in with a Jade Light Ranger. Jade Light Ranger, you really want to be green-black. I guess it doesn't matter that much because there's 2 packs of Rivals of Ixalan, but green-black is kind of the more explore-based value type color scheme, so Jade Light Ranger fits pretty perfectly into that, especially if we end up getting like Wild Growth Walker and stuff like that in the next pack. So here there's a Hunt the Weak and a Dusk Charger. Both are very, very good pickups. Gilt Grove Stalker's pretty good as well. So we could take the really beefy creature that can be quite large for its mana cost late game, or it's just alright for its mana cost, or we can take a Hunt the Weak. And in terms of red cards, there is a Bombard, which is quite good, but I think we're just going to keep taking green and black cards here and probably just not worry about Stormfleet Sprinter. I think I'm just going to take a Hunt the Weak just to make sure that I'm going to have some removal. I guess I am green and black, so I should be able to pick up some better, just straight-up removal spells in the black half of this deck, but we'll definitely see as we go on. I'm not going to take the Forerunner of the Coalition, although it is a powerful card that is in my colors. Pirates are not really in green and black, so unless we like pick up the Forerunner and get a bunch of mono-black pirates, it's probably not going to see play in here, so we'll just take the 2-drop, and it's one of the better 2-drops, so that's fine. It's a 2-mana 2/1, can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, so it gets some early damage in there for sure. It also forces them to block with some decent creatures, so if you have any combat tricks, then this card is quite good as well. Like, if they just have some 2/1s, maybe like a 1/4 Sailor of Means, and then like a a 4/4 or 3/3, then you can make sure that you're killing something good with your combat tricks, if you have them. So we could take another Guiltgrove Stalker, or we could take a Dusk Charger or a Thunderherd Migration. I don't really think this is a Thunderherd Migration deck, because we don't have any dinosaurs yet, and again, green-black is not really a tribal color scheme at all. So it's not like we're going to end up being a pirate deck or a dinosaur deck. I think I kind of want to just take Dusk Charger here. Guiltgrove Stalker is pretty good, but I hope we can just pick one of those up again later. So this is probably not a Fathom Fleet border deck, because I don't really want to just lose the life, just have a 3/3 body. So I think it's between Dinosaur Hunter, which is a decent 2-drop. It's just a 2-mana 2/2 with a little bit of upside. If you happen to play against a dinosaur deck, that's where the upside really comes in, and you can maybe let this guy trade off with one of their giant dinosaurs. There's also Overgrown Armasaur, which is alright. Armasaur is definitely really good with Hunt the Weak and just fight spells. And then obviously Evolving Wilds would just be good for fixing the mana. So yeah, I don't think you can go incredibly wrong with these picks. I think all three of these are fine picks. I'm going to go ahead and pick... I'm going to actually just pick the Evolving Wilds here. I feel like both Overgrown Armasaur and Dinosaur Hunter are cards that we can frequently get very late in the packs, whereas Evolving Wilds, basically any deck that wants mana fixing is just going to take it. And right now we got slightly rewarded. We did get the Dinosaur Hunter, so if that was going to be the pick, we just got it anyway. So we'll have to see if we manage to get an Overgrown Armasaur really late here. That is the only other card that we're super missing out on by taking the Evolving Wilds. So there's an Arterial Flow, but I'm not a huge fan of Mind Rots. I know they can be pretty good, but I don't know. I don't like cards that like feel horrible when you draw them at the wrong time. I don't like cards that like you top deck them late game and then it does literally nothing. Like if you guys were in a race and then your opponent has no cards in hand and then you draw Arterial Flow and then you're like, wow. Like, because then even if you draw one of your early game creatures, like at least it blocks something and slows down your death. But this would just do nothing if you're in that specific situation. I think I'll just take a Hardy Veteran here. I don't think Frillback's that good. It definitely has an impressive amount of power for its mana cost, but its toughness is quite low. Being 2 toughness means that it's just going to trade off for anything with 2 power. So basically anything they play turn 2 or later can just kill it. And you can't play it till turn 3, so usually by the time it comes out, it's not going to do anything. So here we'll take a Pitiless Plunderer, because it's the only thing in our colors. I'm not a major fan. Might cut that later. We'll definitely have to see. So there's a Plummet. We could main deck a Plummet, because White-Blue Flyers is like a major theme, and there are a lot of flying creatures. Even in just like Vampire decks, there's a lot of flying. In Pirate decks, there's a little bit. So there's not a lot of times where we'll never have a target for Plummet, and we have absolutely no defense against Flyers. However, we are in black, so hopefully we can just get cards that'll destroy any creature, period, and then we don't have to run something situational like Plummet. Yeah... How worried am I about having like 2 Hardy Veterans over just having a Plummet that I just toss in the sideboard if I end up with a lot of black removal? Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to take the Plummet here. And we got rewarded. We got a 2-drop anyway that I think is just about as good as Hardy Veteran. Hardy Veteran might be a little better in this deck because we do have Hunt the Weak. Hunt the Weak is pretty good with Veteran, just because its toughness is so high during your turn, so that you can hunt the weak things with 3 power, as long as they have, less than... you can hunt the weak on targets with 3 toughness, as long as they have less than 4 power with a Hardy Veteran. Because it's got 4 toughness during your turn, and then you hunt the weak, and then it has 5. I'm going on a giant tangent for no reason. Frillback, I said before, it's probably not very good. I don't think we're going to play a Relic either, but it's probably a little bit better than that. And we got a last pick Thunderherd Migration, so that's kind of cool. Wow. This pack's pretty good. There's a Deeproot Elite, but I don't think we can just, like, swap into Merfolk here. I guess we could. Like, Pitiless Plunderer, not very good. Dust Charger's pretty good. Dinosaur Hunter's, like, alright. So Dinosaur Hunter and Pitiless Plunderer are basically filler. And then we have Jungle Creeper and Dust Charger. I think both of those are pretty good. But we do already have 3 Merfolk, and Deeproot Elite is a premier Merfolk card. It is definitely one of the best. Do I want to swap this late? That seems really risky. So, like, if I took all of this out, then we have 6 cards. So in these next 2 packs, we get to get 28 more cards. So we'd be able to cut... We'd be able to still cut a lot of cards. We could do it. It would be difficult, but we could do it. I think that the deck does look like it would just end up being good if it wasn't a Merfolk deck, though. Because, like, we have all these cards, and then we pick up a Crested Herdcaller. Just 5 mana, get 2 3/3 tramples out. Just stick with the value theme, or we just take a Moment of Craving. Yeah, this is a very debatable pick here. I'm definitely going to do what a lot of people would not do, and take Deeproot Elite. So, that's happening now. So there's a Storm the Vault. Storm the Vault, not very good. And we immediately just get an Impale, so that's pretty punished for that pick. Definitely looks like we should have just taken the Moment of Craving. But now, we didn't get any powerful Merfolk in here. There's just a 3rd copy of Guilt Grove Stalker, which could be okay, so we're just going to take Impale. I mean, it is possible, but unlikely, that we'll play Deeproot Elite, even if we just stay as the green-black deck, because now we do have, like, 4 Merfolk if you count Deeproot Elite. Yeah, so I do think Deeproot Elite was the wrong choice, because, again, another pack with 0 Merfolk here. But it was fun to believe. It's fun to try. There is nothing in green or black in this pack. There's a Knight of the Stampede. That's just a 4-mana 2/4. I'm not really happy with that, I don't think. I guess I could take a Woodland Stream pretty easily here, because now I have a Woodland Stream and an Evolving Wilds. That'll let me splash in a, like, really good Merfolk to go with the Deeproot Elite if I end up pulling one, or just anything that's good in blue. And I can also just throw a Thunderherd Migration in here if I do end up splashing a 3rd color. So yeah, we definitely have some mana fixing here, especially if we want to splash in blue. Ooh, we're getting destroyed. This pack is very bad. There's a 4-mana 3/1 flyer and a 3-mana 4/2 on the ground, and that is it for green and black. This card's pretty much useless. So I just didn't even mention it. Wow, yeah, this pack is just not great. I guess we just take the blue flyer. I think it's the best card. So now we can take a Hardy Veteran or a Mausoleum Harpy. We do have a lot of stuff at 2 mana at this point. So I think I'll just take the big old bird to have something late game. It isn't like the strongest late game card. Most late game cards, you want to be able to play them out and they just immediately have a massive impact. Mausoleum Harpy has a decent impact when you play it. Just a 3/3 flyer is actually moderately beefy, but you really have to have the City's Blessing and have some creatures start dying for this to really be a game ender. Could take a Highland Lake just to really just be ready to splash anything. We can also take a Sworn Guardian just because it's a Merfolk, but that's not really a card I'm going to end up splashing in. We could also take a Naturalize, just in case we need that kind of removal. thing is, if we grab a Naturalize, we're going to have to main deck it, or we just can't play it, because they're all best of one. It's just whoever wins the one game. Yeah, I'll just take a Highland Lake in that case. Now there's a Spirewinder. Spirewinder is pretty strong. Don't really think it's like strong enough to splash, though. I think we just take another Hardy Veteran. This is definitely turning into a relatively mediocre deck at this point. Recover's a nice addition, though. Or not. Or not. Okay. Let's hop right back in. Recover. There we go. Now... This pack... it's all red and blue, and even then it's not good. There is a Buccaneer's Bravado, which would be quite nice if we were playing the Stormfleet Sprinter deck, but none of this stuff is stuff we're splashing in, so we'll just take a Highland Lake. And that's a pretty perfect Foul Orchard there. Nice and late, but really good mana fixing for this deck. I'll take a Secrets of the Golden City, but it's probably not getting played. I do think the card is really powerful, but it's double blue, so it's like really hard to splash. I guess we'll take the 5/3 Lizard, and we could actually play it. Alright. Final pack. We start off with a really hard pick. So there's Contract Killing, which is just really good removal. There's Dreadmaw, which is just a large threat. And there's Waker of the Wilds, which is a Merfolk to trigger Deeproot Elite, and it's pretty bomby. If they don't kill it, you can just start making gigantic lands. Yeah, it's probably Waker of the Wilds. This seems pretty much just like a massive bomb, so we're gonna take that and try to crush some people with it. So here we can take a Savage Stomp, or a One-End Scoundrels is alright. Vanquish the Weak is pretty good. So Savage Stomp and Vanquish the Weak I think are probably the best picks. I'm gonna take the Vanquish the Weak here. We actually haven't ended up with anything that gets any sort of a benefit from fighting, and our creatures aren't like insanely massive, so there will be times when like a Hunt the Weak is actually just not the greatest draw, whereas Vanquish the Weak is just always going to get rid of one of their small dudes early. Yeah, I'll just pick up a Vanquish the Weak. And here we can take an Explore card with Tishana's Wayfinder. I do think that card is very powerful. Or we could just take like a Mark of the Vampire. We could also take a Sunbird's Invocation and try to splash it in, but we didn't really end up with a dual land that's correct for that, so we would just be splashing it in off of Evolving Wilds and Thunderherd Migration. I don't think that the card's powerful enough for that. I do think it is quite powerful, but it's also quite slow. I think I'm just going to take Tishana's Wayfinder here. We'll just stick to our two colors. Crushing Canopy is a pretty nice pickup. It replaces our Plummet, and it gives us protection from flyers or any of the flip enchantments that's really strong. So I do think I'm just going to take Crushing Canopy and take the Plummet out. Could take the Crash the Ramparts, because it goes really well with Giltgrove Stalker. Could also just take a Ravenous Daggertooth to have a 3-mana creature. Or we could take a Verdant Sun's Avatar, which is alright. I mean, I don't think this card's that good. It's a 7-mana 5/5 and you gain 5 life, and then if you're ever drawing creatures, you're gaining more life. But like 7 mana for a 5/5 is a lot when you can spend 4 mana for a 5/5 with a Dusk Charger. But it does gain you life, but I think it is just probably just too big for this deck. I'm going to take the Crash the Ramparts because it just combos well with the Giltgroves. Yeah, see, and we can just take a 6-mana 6/6 instead of a 7-mana 5/5. We don't get the life gain from it, though. But this one has Trample. We actually might just want the Lurking Chupacabra, though. how many Explore cards did we end up getting? We are in the colors for it, so we got 1, 2... Did we only get 2 Explore triggers? We only got 2 Explore triggers, that's sad. So we can take a Pounce or a Colossal Dreadmaw. And I think at this point I just want the Colossal Dreadmaw. We just don't have that many gigantic creatures. We take another Dreadmaw. I think it's about time to just take another Dreadmaw. The rest of these cards are just alright. Yep, we'll take a Dreadmaw. And now we can take an Ixalan's Diviner to have another Explore card. But I think it's pretty much impossible to wheel the Lurking Chupacabra at this point. So like maybe we just want to play the 3-mana 3/2. Probably not. At 3 mana we have the 3/3 that's really good, the 2/2 that explores, and the 2/1 that explores twice. But we're probably not playing Ixalan's Diviner either, because we have just even more 2-drops. Yeah, I guess we just take Daggertooth. And another Dreadmaw. Commune with Dinosaurs. We're gonna have to cut some of these random cards here. We'll take an Unknown Shores. We have all this really good random mana fixing for splashing stuff in, and we're just not going to. Another Crushing Canopy. I could actually main deck that. What happened there? Oh, I think it was telling me I got a little bit of gems because I already own 4 copies of Jade Light Ranger, I think is why. Alright, so we need to cut a few cards. So I'll cut a Commune with Dinosaurs. I ended up with... how many Merfolk other than Deep-Root Elite? I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4... 5? 5 Merfolk? That's 1 out of 8? That seems pretty bad for Deep-Root Elite. Yeah, that seems like this guy's gonna be like a 2/2 on average, which is just not good, because he's also just gonna be a 1/1 sometimes. Yeah, we'll take him out. And then we'll just take out maybe a Pitiless Plunderer. Maybe I should probably take out one of these 3-mana cards. There's a lot of them, but this is a lot of 4-mana cards too. It's definitely a 3-drop or a 4-drop that we're taking out now. I guess Recover we could treat as like a late game card. Crash the Ramparts and Crushing Canopy as well, we can just play later. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take the Pitiless Plunderer out. He just seems like a 4-mana 1/4 the vast majority of the time. That is just all he does in this deck. Because the treasure is going to come into play very rarely, I think. Yeah, we'll just run the deck like this. Alright. This is a pretty average, pretty lukewarm, mediocre level draft deck here. Definitely not any, like, super sweet cards. But I do think, for the most part, it's a pretty consistent strategy. Pretty standard deck. It could work out. We will have to see. So yeah, we're just a very standard green-black deck here with some decent large green creatures, some nice early creatures, a little bit of removal, and then what we're trying to do to set us apart a little bit is just have our couple just like really good value creatures like Jade Light Ranger, the other Explorer Merfolk, Jungle Creeper, stuff like that. So, Sun Sentinel. For our opponents, if they cast a 1 with the Wind, that's going to be really bad. Because that will be a Sarah Angel. Sarah Angel, of course, is a 4/4 flying vigilance. Sun Sentinel is currently a 2/2 with vigilance but no flying. So they play a Strider Harness, so the next thing they play can get haste and get a little bit bigger. So I could say Vanquish the Weak here, like if I'm really scared that they're going to suit up the Sun Sentinel with something from their hand. Like a 1 with the wind, but I think it's probably just better to play Jade Light Ranger. They are looking at Sun Sentinel like a shitload, so that would make me think that they're probably going to attach it with something. Yeah, we'll pass. If they don't put anything on the Sun Sentinel, we'll just Vanquish it anyway. It's a super suspicious pass, though, is the problem with trying to get them with the Vanquish the Weak. Resplendent Griffin. Alright, so we're just gonna Vanquish that. Then... Man, Arena is being especially laggy for me today. Sorry about that. This is definitely gonna be a not particularly pretty video to watch, because the frame rate is not good. So do we just slam down Waker of the Wilds? I don't think I care that much if they remove this, because I'm honestly probably not going to be dumping all my mana into this for quite a while, so if they want to use something and just get this out of here, then that's fine. But at that point, why don't I just play like any other creature? Because then they're still going to have to use something to get it out of the way of the Sun Sentinel. So... yeah, let's play the Jade Light Ranger and explore some here. Hopefully draw some lands. Ooh. Dreadmaw, yeah, you're 6 mana, go in the grave. Alright, so we only got to explore once off the Jade Light Ranger, which is definitely the most awkward amount. Or we only got to put 1 counter on it, which is the most awkward amount. If it had 0 counters on it, or 2 counters on it, I would just immediately block, but the fact that it ended up as a 3/2 is... just makes trading with Sun Sentinel not great. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play as many creatures as possible here. And the Soul of the Rapids is going to start hitting us for 4 a turn. I'm going to go ahead and attack with Jade Light Ranger. If they want to trade with Sun Sentinel now, that's fine. So now I just have other threats to try and bash in with. So this Mausoleum Harpy is probably going to have to just trade with their Soul of the Rapids, because I doubt I'll be able to play it in a way where I can get the death triggers to put some +1/+1 counters on it before I end up just having to block. Because if I play this out at a time where I get the City's Blessing, then they're just not going to trade with anything. Plus, even if they do, they can put the Strider Harness on the Soul of the Rapids and make it a 4/3 flyer. So this is just going to trade with that even if one of my creatures die. I would have to have 2 die for it to be big enough to just kill it. So yeah, definitely think the Harpy is just trading with the Soul if they don't have some kind of pump spell. Sending in the Sun Sentinel. They are not sending in the Sun Sentinel. Okay. That is a Dinosaur Hunter. Yeah, we're just gonna drop down the Mausoleum Harpy here, I think. So let's go ahead and If I attack with everybody, I'm letting them get 2 more damage in, because if I play Harpy, it's just blocking Soul. It's not going to block the Sun Sentinel. That's probably fine. Not like ridiculously low on life now, and I can stop the ground damage anytime. If they have a way to deal with the Harpy, though, then that could be very bad. I suppose I should have played the Harpy first, but I think I would actually have liked for them to trade with the Sun Sentinel. Oh no, they're about to have their Relic, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is a Kumena's Awakening with the City's Blessing, so they just draw an additional card at their upkeep. So they are going to draw 2 cards a turn. If I can top deck Crushing Canopy, then I think we're fine. Otherwise, this is going to be a pretty difficult game here. So they're slamming the Strider Harness on the Sun Sentinel. Just attacking with Sun Sentinel. Interesting. Well, I'm just gonna take it. I did not crack my Evolving Wilds. That was dumb of me. So now I cannot Dinosaur Hunter and Hunt the Weak. Alright, so if this goes to the long game, we just lose. So I'm just making plays to try and kill them quickly. I think that is the plan. So do I just Hunt the Weak and target the Sun Sentinel, attack with all of the ground creatures? Because if I Hunt the Weak and target like Mistcloaked Herald, then I don't get as much damage in. Could also just cast a Cabal Monitor. Let's Hunt the Weak. And have the superior creature in the air. Am I actually fine if they just trade their Soul of the Rapids for my Harpy? Probably not. We'll leave it back. So if they do trade Soul of the Rapids for Mausoleum Harpy, then they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They take 8, or they chump block. Oh my god, they just took the 8 now. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and crack this Evolving Wilds right now, so that I can't be stupid again. So, let's pretend that I have a 2-2 on this board as well. And do the math to see how screwed I put myself in. I definitely screwed myself a little bit, regardless. And should have just cracked that, but I forgot. So let's see what they got. They are down to 4. So that's an Arch of Orazca. Oh my god, they are drawing many cards. So this they can pay 5 mana and tap it to draw a card. So yeah, if they put themselves into a spot where they're not just like strictly about to die, then we're pretty screwed because they're drawing a lot of cards. But if we can keep them on the back foot, could hopefully outrace them. What is happening here? Are they trying to outrace me? Or are they just putting it on Soul of the Rapids so that they'll trade on the block? So I mean, they attack like this. If they have a pump spell, I die. But then if they don't have a pump spell, then I win. Like, so if I block that, if I block it and they have a pump spell, my Harpy's gone. Okay, they didn't even choose to go through with that attack. Okay. Um, if I attack with everybody, they're dead on board. Like, I attack with everybody, the most damage that they can stop is 7, and they take 5? Guess it all depends on what they have in their hand. They probably have, like, a Divine Verdict. Let's just do the thing. Yeah, I definitely think not having Dinosaur Hunter out here is a big problem. I am forgetful sometimes. Yeah, they would just be dead right now. That was a pretty clutch Divine Verdict, though. Just the fact that they didn't verdict the Harpy, I'm kind of confused. I would have just verdict the Harpy. Well, regardless, let's just play dudes. See if they have like a Settle the Wreckage next turn, because otherwise I think we still get there. I'm trying to figure out why they wanted to Divine Verdict the Daggertooth. I guess they didn't want me to gain life? That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Maybe they just really didn't want me to gain life, and maybe they have like a 7-power creature in their hand that they were going to drop down in Strider Harness? I don't know. The world may never know. I'm sure they had a reason. So now they got lifelinkers on the ground. And, okay. They do just scoop there. I don't know if they were actually... Oh, yeah, they were, because Guiltgrove Stalker, none of those creatures can block Guiltgrove Stalker. That would have taken me longer than my opponent to find that out, though. But, opponent knew that it was over. Alright, well, that was a game 1. Definitely an interesting game 1. I definitely did have just the straight-up misplay with the Evolving Wilds, but, you know, I think I just evened out with my opponent because I think that they probably misplayed with the Divine Verdict. I don't know what possible reason they could have for Divine Verdicting Daggertooth, and that being the play. I guess they forgot about the Harpy's ability, and they thought they could Divine Verdict the Daggertooth just so I don't get the random 2 life, and then they can still just block the Harpy and trade with the Harpy anyway. I don't know. It was probably that. They probably just forgot Harpy's ability, and they were like, well, if I Divine Verdict this way, then they're at 2 less life, so that's just some extra value. Alright, so Shaper Apprentice from our opponent, so they are probably Merfolk or Flyers. .deck. They could also be Tribalists. They just needed a 2-1. They are blue-green. Sworn Guardian. They are definitely Merfolk. You don't usually play Sworn Guardian unless you're a Merfolk deck. It could be alright. It does stop very aggressive starts. So we're going to play Wayfinder first, and we do draw Swamp. So no attacks. Sworn Guardian is definitely stopping my creatures for now. Maybe I should have just played Daggertooth, because that way I can definitely attack into Sworn Guardian. Now I can't really. I can vanquish the Spirewinder, which is nice. I can also, like, surprise vanquish Sworn Guardian, block Shaper Apprentice. But that's probably not as good. So I think Spirewinder's just going to be a big problem here. If I vanquish Spirewinder now, I can get in for 2 damage. Otherwise, I can just play a Dusk Charger. Next turn, try and get in for a lot. Vanquishing Spirewinder now also prevents more damage to me. Yeah, I'm just gonna vanquish the Spirewinder now. Try and take less damage here. So if I attack, I do 2 damage to them and take 1 more if they want to attack with Sworn Guardian, but I don't think they want to attack with Sworn Guardian, so it's just like a free 2 damage. If they play something that blocks my 2/2s really well, then they will attack with Sworn Guardian here, but I have no idea what they'll play. I mean, odds are they play a better creature now. Right? So I'm just like trading 2 life for 1 life. They're looking at their hand. They are thinking about stuff. Maybe they have some kind of aura and they're choosing targets here. Nope. Aquatic Incursion. Alright, so they've got some unblockable dudes for 4 mana. They can make things unblockable. I think they're probably outracing me with that. That's kind of threatening. So Waker the Wilds, how fast does that kill them? Not super fast, but probably faster than the rest of these cards. So if I play a Waker of the Wilds this turn and then a Dusk Charger next turn, then I only have 2 mana, so I don't even get to use the Waker of the Wilds ability. If I play Dusk Charger now and then like Daggertooth Recover next turn, that could be okay, but I don't think any of my creatures are going to die. I don't think I'm going to end up using Waker of the Wilds ability for a while. I could play Waker of the Wilds now and use its ability next turn just to have a 4/4. That might actually be the best play. If they want to... They want to trade one of their 1/1 Hexproofers for my Wayfinder, I think that's actually okay. Because I just want them to have less Merfolk out for their Aquatic Incursion. That's probably not great, though. Yeah, might not be worth it. So they are looking at all their merfolk. Maybe they have a River Herald's Boon or something. River Herald's Boon lets them put 2 +1/+1 counters onto their merfolk. It actually lets them put one of the counters onto any creature, and then the second counter onto a merfolk. Tempest Caller! I think we're just getting merfolked out here. 3, 4, 5 damage. Down to 9. So I can make a 4/4 haste here and just crack back at them. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. So what they're doing, like, they're doing 3 damage that I can't block per turn. So I'm on a 3-turn clock. I guess, no, they're doing 4. That's still a 3-turn clock, though. So they're doing 4 damage a turn. I'm on a 3-turn clock. I think I just actually play Dusk Charger then, because then this is a 5/5 instead of a 4/4 haste. Now we attack with Waker. Attack with Wayfinder, they just kill it. And if I attack with Hardy Veteran, they just block it. I guess if I attack with all 3, I do get the veteran damage in, but I still just let Wayfinder die for 2 damage to them. Definitely looking bad. Just because I've got no way to stop this thing. But I do have several ways to stop it in my deck, I just don't have any in my hand. Oh god. Storm Sculptor, Return Tempest Caller seems good. I think we just guaranteed loss now. There's just nothing in my deck to stop that. Yep, that's a land. That definitely does not stop that. So I could haste a 5/5, and I have a hasty 5/5, a 5/5, and yeah, it doesn't matter. All my creatures are tapped this turn. Might as well do a hasty. I guess I can only haste a 4/4 because it doesn't untap the creature, right? Whee! Alright, we are dead to the second cast of a Tempest Caller. That's pretty rough. If they block with enough creatures here, then they can't kill me. If they lose enough creatures here, but I don't think that they're gonna do that. Yep, that is exactly 7 damage. So that is the game. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe I should have played Daggertooth earlier just to try to get the life gain effect, but they had more than enough life and like just weren't blocking certain creatures enough times at that point that they could have just avoided blocking the Daggertooth that whole time. Which, based on how they blocked my other creatures, they probably would have just avoided blocking Daggertooth the whole time. In which case I still just die there. Alright. I do think that my only option was to like somehow put them on a quicker clock. There was probably a different version of casting those cards that would have been a little bit faster. I don't think it would be fast enough, though. So we got destroyed by some merfolk. Let's head into the next round here. That wasn't even like the most insane merfolk draw. I definitely could have gotten just like pounded even worse, probably even with just cards in their deck. Like if they had one merfolk lord, that game would have been just drastically worse. The 2-mana 2/2 pump all their merfolks. Alright, opponent goes first. I'm gonna keep. We're definitely just going to turn one Evolving Wilds for a swamp. Hand is pretty awkward, but I really don't like mulliganing. And this game has early action. I mean, it doesn't have early action on my own, but it has early stuff to stop my opponent's actions, I should say. Kill one of their early game creatures, and hopefully they've got some flyers to kill, because now I've drawn my second Crushing Canopy. They are white-green, so they could have some white flyers. Looks like they're white-green dinosaurs, but there's a white flyer, so we are definitely going to Crushing Canopy that on turn 4. Well, on our opponent's turn 4. Oh, no! Oh, no! Thunderherd Migration for the mountain. They're on the 3-color dinos. Alright, I'm scared. Dinosaur Hunter is a really good draw against them, though. So that's pretty sweet. There's just a 2-mana 2/2 Death Touch against their deck. Most dinosaur decks do play some humans, though. Like that. Everdon Champion. That's, I think that's irritating enough that I'm just going to vanquish it. So that I can actually get in for some damage at some point this game. So that creature takes no combat damage, so it's basically the ultimate blocker. So I'm just going to get that off the board. So they probably just play... I guess they don't. If they have anything better to play than the Helioptris, then they don't play the Helioptris, because it's just 2 power. And it doesn't really do anything special unless you've got other creatures on your board. So there's an Atsakan Seer. So it is a mana dork that can also return a dino from their grave. So I'm just going to attack. I doubt they need the mana from this guy at this point, but I will still just trade a pump spell for him. So 2 more damage to them. The canopies are ready for that Helioptris whenever it comes out. Well, that's pretty bad. I definitely need to get my my Dreadmaw mana. Things are gonna go real bad. But Dreadmaw is larger than those. Drawing the land definitely helps, and it allows me to put the 2/4 down. And now I can actually just Crushing Canopy the Regisaur Alpha if they give it flying with Helioptris, and then just block the 3/3 trample and trade with the Dinosaur Hunter. So I can just deal with that all right now, and then the second Crushing Canopy will deal with the Helioptris itself later. So this is actually... that was a pretty nice draw. I mean, I guess the draw was completely unnecessary for this plan, because I already had the Dinosaur Hunter I already had the Dinosaur Hunter out, but I did not... like, I did not have the second creature out. Like, if I want to stop the trample damage, I could double block it, which could be okay. So here's Helioptris. They're probably giving Regisaur Alpha flying. And then we will crush him. So the rest of their dinos won't have haste anymore. Pass. Are they not attacking with the 3/3? It does just trade for one of my 2/2s. They're looking at their hand. They might have a pump spell. If they have a pump spell, blocking with both would be bad, and blocking with Dinosaur Hunter would just be better. I think if I block with both, they're just straight up going to kill Dinosaur Hunter anyway. What? Give the token flying? Okay. I don't know why you would do that. That is intensely confusing. So, I mean, we just Death Touch Regisaur Alpha? Okay. So they wanted to get the death trigger off of this to make another token? Wow. Well, that is just like literally the perfect card to have in this instance. That's unfortunate. I could Crushing Canopy Helioptris. But then I can't Crushing Canopy any of their other dudes later. Oh, this is not good. This is really not good. Did I just Crushing Canopy the trample guy? I don't think I do. I think I just play a land. I think I just play a land and double Crushing Canopy next turn. But I might not draw a land, so that's not... okay. So we have a Jungle Creeper. So I could cast a Jungle Creeper to block a 3/3 trample. God, I think I... oh my god. That is so much value. Replay a Regisaur Alpha. So this guy ended up being 2 4/4s and 2 3/3s off of one card, because this card also just lets them draw a card, so this just replaced itself as well. The opponent is swimming in value. Alright, is it better to play a Jungle Creeper and block their 3/3 trample, or is it better to just Crush and Canopy the Regisaur? It's probably better to just Crush and Canopy the Regisaur. But I'm pretty sure I'm dying here. Swamp! Swamp for Tetsamok? Swamp Unclaimed Territory for Tetsamok? Is this the deck I'm playing against? 5-color dinos, they've also got the mono blue rare dino. So they're adding a green. Do they need double green? No, they're just playing Regisaur Alpha. Why would you tap Unclaimed Territory? Oh, I guess so they have the mana to play an instant with these two. Because this only taps for dinosaurs specifically. Oh, he gives other dinosaurs haste. He doesn't give himself haste? Oh my god, that was bad. Oh, I forgot again. Oh my god. I forgot that he himself does not have haste. Well, this is really sad. This is like really, really sad. Should have played a jungle creeper. Could play a Dreadmaw, but I just need to crush and canopy this turn. Yeah, we just got absolutely slaughtered this game. I also played pretty poorly, but I am not the best Magic player, and I never claimed to be, despite what chat thinks sometimes. I am very casual. I just try hard. So they're gonna give the Alpha Flying. So, I mean, we survive barely if we do this, and then I just, like, die next turn. Alright. I have to, like, draw Impale, and their card in hand has to be useless. But that sequence did not happen. Oh, that only works on dinosaurs? Okay, I guess I survive one more turn. I just have to draw Impale now. That works. I am slightly alive. We are slightly alive. I do not think that I can risk attacking, though. I don't know how I survived that. I was certain I was just immediately dead. Oh my god. I'm probably just gonna die out of nowhere very soon. They're just gonna active treason or raid bombardment or something. How much mana? It costs 5 mana to bring that guy back, so we just bring him back whenever we draw land. I probably should not have attacked at this point because there is the 5 mana 4/4 haste dinosaur. That would kill me anyway, though, because Helioptris gives another dinosaur flying. So we needed them to not have another dinosaur at any point, and now they have one. So we have to just Alpha Strike here and hope it works out. Oh my god. Oh my god, did it just work out? We just get there. We, like, really get there. So I used it on the Dreadmaw, just in case they had a Crash the Ramparts or something. Dreadmaw would still kill that guy. Which guarantees us 3 damage in the air from the Harpy, plus, like, at least 1 trample damage from the Dreadmaws, which still, like, totally kills them. Oh my god, we won the game against double Regisaur Alpha? That's super cool. It is starting to rain really hard here. Alright. Let's get into another game. So opponent mulligans to 6, scries to the top, so whatever they have next is good. I'm going to go ahead and just Evolving Wilds for Forest immediately, so that I'm never stuck on the mana later, since I don't need an untapped land this turn. The only thing that could go wrong here is I could draw my Impale, but I just went for the Forest immediately because I was like, Jade Light Ranger costs 1 less than Impale, so I technically need a second Forest slightly faster. I also do have a bunch of like Colossal Dreadmaws. I'll go ahead and leave him on top. I do have 5 mana in hand, so I'll only need to draw 1 more to make it to him. And I have a Recover to allow me to draw another card to try to get there. So, opponent's currently on mono green. We're going to try to just outrace them. I'm guessing that they're stuck on their second color here, and it's kind of just screwing them over. So, it looks like we're not really having a game of Magic right now. We might just kill them before we even get to see what their deck is. Yep, we didn't even get to really know what we were playing against there. They were green. We knew that much. They could have been another green-red-white dinosaurs deck. Could have been green-blue Merfolk, green-black Value, green-red dinos. Who knows? So that wasn't really a game, but it is a win. So that is 3 wins and 1 loss, I think? Is that 3 wins already? It is, wow. This deck has already made it to the average. So let's have a tiny little round of applause for this deck. I think that it is basically entirely on the deck and not me, because there were misplays in the first and second game. I think that I just drew well enough that it didn't matter. Oh god, I need a Forest real bad with this hand. I think I have to mulligan. Oh no, not again. I can play one of these cards. Forest? Yeah, we leave that on top. So I think I actually... No, I still play Evolving Wilds. I just can't crack it till my next turn because I need to know that I'm drawing that Forest. So I'm just skipping my 2-drop in order to ensure that I've got mana. I was thinking about maybe playing the Swamp and skipping my 3-drop, but then I was like, wait, but then my 3-drop's just better. I want to play Jungle Creeper more than I want to play Gilt Grove Stalker. So, we play the Swamp, grab the second Forest before I forget, like in game 1. And next turn we will drop out a Jungle Creeper. So opponent is on red-black. Definitely looks like red-black pirates. That's 2 pirates from our opponent. Fanatical Firebrand and Direfleet Hoarder. We will drop out a Jungle Creeper. He's pretty sweet early game, because he's just a 3-mana 3/3 that you put him out there. He's a nice, decent blocker, and even if they do something that does kill him, then you can get him back later in the game. If you survive that long. So now we can play a Daggertooth. We could play Hardy Veteran, but why would I play the 2/2 when I could play the 3/2? Not gonna attack here. If I attack with Jungle Creeper, they could just, like, double block. I think I'd rather just play more defensively, because I have to assume with a red-black Pirates deck that I probably have bigger and slower cards than them, and they have smaller and faster cards, so I think it's just going to work out better for me if I just try to survive as long as possible in order to start playing bigger cards like Hunt the Weak and Cabal Monitor and stuff. That's a pretty nice Fathom Fleet Cutthroat. Get rid of the Jungle Creeper. So I could block the Hoarder. I don't think I block it. Daggertooth blocks Cutthroat way better. So we can play I guess we can play Gilt Grove Stalker now, so yeah, we'll just play Gilt Grove Stalker. Block Hoarder with that guy. Now that they don't have the Firebrand anymore. Unless they just play another Firebrand immediately, that'd be bad. Angrath would be worse. So they get to steal one of my creatures and sacrifice at end of turn.
Your crew from my
Then they make me discard a card every turn, and then they steal another one of my small creatures and kill it. Yeah, Angrath is an auto-lose for me. I don't have any targeted Planeswalker removal. And since I'm already on the defensive here, I'm not going to be able to establish a large enough creature to actually smack Angrath, especially because I don't have the mana to play Dreadmaw. But after saying all that, Crash the Ramparts is actually like the only card in my deck I could use to kill that, but now I'm just gonna die because... No, I'm not. I'm not gonna die. I need to stop being so pessimistic. I'm gonna win this game. That's what's gonna happen. So, we kill Angrath. I am down to 11, and I'm completely tapped, though. I guess I'm only at 13. Now I'm at 11. But I'm completely tapped down. Stampeding Horncrest. Okay, yeah, so things are still pretty bad. But I'm not just, like, guaranteed dead like I kept naysaying about. We have to put him in the graveyard. We need land badly. We need land real badly. I might have to double block this Horncrest. Oh, boy. So if I block Hoarder with the Wayfinder and I just chump block Horncrest... Oh, God. This is just real bad. This is just really bad either way I block. I think I just block Hoarder and I just don't block Horncrest, period. Good lord. Alright, well... That worked slightly better than if I double blocked Horncrest, because then both my creatures would be dead. But now this Hunt the Weak just does nothing. Just does absolutely nothing. Yeah, this is really not good. Well, I mean, now I could maybe do something with Hunt the Weak. If I die to a Sure Strike, then so be it. Because, like, my only hope now is to Hunt the Weak Direfleet Captain with Hardy Veteran, and then chump block the Horncrest, and then just get mana for Cabal Monitor or Dreadmaw at some point. I'm actually, like, really surprised they didn't just attack with the Captain there. Okay, so now they just have a Desperate Castaways that can attack as well. So, like, Desperate Castaways puts me to 1. If I play Dinosaur Hunter blocks Horncrest. And then Hardy Veteran chump blocks Captain. Shit. And then I just have a Dinosaur Hunter left. And I have to hunt. They really have to have just nothing here, but I think that playing Dinosaur Hunter is better than just hunting the Weak, because if I hunt the Weak, shoot the Captain, then I just chump block Horncrest, go to 1. Yeah, playing Dinosaur Hunter will leave them with 1 less creature if they cast absolutely nothing. We go boop. We go to 1. Oh wait, what am I talking about? I don't even have a creature on the board after this. What kind of lunacy was I talking about? How did I expect one of my creatures to survive that combat? Both plays leaves me with no creatures. Alright, regardless, even if somehow it worked the way I thought and I would still have a creature at this point, I just died because they played another one. So that's game. Yep, that Angrath was pretty good. Angrath shows up, immediately kills one of my dudes, and forces me into a pretty bad attack. Instead of just, like, setting more stuff up on the board. Because, like, if I didn't just make that attack and kill Angrath immediately, I guess it might have worked a little better if I didn't kill Angrath immediately, just because of the fact that I, like, did not draw lands very fast at all that game. So making me discard Colossal Genma wouldn't actually be that bad, but he does do 2 damage every time he does that, so I would still have to kill Angrath pretty quickly, or he was just establishing a lot of damage by himself. So we're going to start... Whatever we get off the Evolving Wilds doesn't matter. We've got perfect mana in this hand. So I'm just going to start with Foul Orchard. I guess I should just start with Evolving Wilds. So that it's less likely for me to draw more lands. But I do have a Waker of the Wilds, so just drawing a bunch of lands isn't that bad, unless they have removal for Waker of the Wilds, which looks like it'll be really robbable, because they are blue and black, so they'll probably have a counterspell or a removal spell very quickly for him. So Sailor of Means is pretty bad against Guiltgrove Stalker, so that's nice. Get in there for 2 a turn. And the turn here. I'm just going to crack this the second that it shows up, because that one time I just forgot. Riverwise Augur, cool. Let's grab a forest. I was not sure what they wanted me to click on there because the whole card was glowing, so I clicked on it multiple times. I was just supposed to click yes. Alright. So what? They have a 1/4 and a 2/2, so Guiltgrove Stalker is still just unblockable, which is hilarious. So I'm guessing they're just like blue-black value. Like blue-black control with draw spells and treasure cards and stuff. That's my guess. Because that's a draw spell and a treasure card, and they're blue and black, so they're probably control-y. So we can hunt... No, we can't hunt the weak. Hunt the weak just does nothing. So we just play Waker of the Wilds, and it's like... It's definitely gonna die. They're blue-black. They're gonna kill it with something. But the other option is to play nothing. So I do think playing Waker of the Wilds is better than doing absolutely nothing. Oh! Alright, splashed in... Stormfleet Sprinter. Oh, they're just going at it. I don't think we block. We just take 5 and crack back at them. Like, if they have a pump spell to kill Waker of the Wilds, that's just bad. I'm just not blocking. Sailor Means. Alright. So we can wake a 3/3 with haste. We can impale a Stormfleet Sprinter. We can play a Dusk Charger. I think if I kill Stormfleet Sprinter, then they just have nothing scary at all anymore. They do have 1 mana untapped, so like Skullduggery could be the play, and that would just really get me. So if I hunt the weak on Waker of the Wilds and Sprinter, then Waker of the Wilds is a 4/4 with 2 damage on it. And if they have Skullduggery, they can kill it with Sailor of Means. So... Gotta really hope they don't have Skullduggery, but if they have Skullduggery, they could also just kill Guiltgrove Stalker. Yeah, let's pretend they don't. Let's pretend they don't. Let's see what happens. They absolutely have Skullduggery. They definitely have Skullduggery based on this. Yeah, there it is. So they still trade. So that's fine. Alright. That's actually totally fine with me. I was way more worried about... like, using it and then attacking and then getting my dude killed, but I didn't realize that they would just trade immediately anyway. I was worried that Skullduggery would somehow make sure that, like, Stormfleet Sprinter lived. Recover does, though, so that's bad. So now I have to use another removal spell to kill it. Cool. So we play a Dusk Charger, and we attack with Giltgrove Stalker. Giltgrove Stalker can't block, like, anything well. We play Dusk Charger, and now they just can't attack with Augur, so we're taking, like, 2. They don't have any treasure token to cast their Stormfleet Charger again, so that's actually sick. That's actually super sick. I will absolutely trade a Dinosaur Hunter for their Riverwise Augur. They want to attack still. Alright. I think we Crushing Canopy Shaper Apprentice. So still no mana for the Stormfleet Sprinter. Ooh. Oh, what is this? Another recover. Recover on Sailor of Means for the mana for the Stormfleet Sprinter. That is a play. However, they don't have the mana to just immediately Stormfleet Sprinter here. Well, let's just kill as many creatures as possible so they just have 1/4s. And then we'll just impale Stormfleet Sprinter. So we're going to take 4 damage next turn, go down to 5. But then we just kill them. It's unfortunate Impale is not an instant, because now, like, there are some cards that could just kill us. If they go Mountain Buccaneers Bravado, we're dead. Whoa! That's really close to just killing us. It doesn't quite get there. Get in there. They can do 2 damage on the Crackback, and they have to block to not die, so they can do 1 damage on the Crackback. So I think we're good. All depends on what they draw, for sure. Ooh, Secrets of the Golden City. Draw 2 more cards. Fathom Fleet Border, that's a 3/3. And a Shaper Apprentice, jeez. Seems pretty good. So I can't attack with Giltgrove Stalker anymore, they can just block with their 3/3. I guess if I attack with Dusk Charger alone, they trade their 2/1 and their 3/3 for it, but then Giltgrove Stalker can just start getting in. So that's fine. I think I would prefer that than to attack with Giltgrove Stalker and Dusk Charger and have them kill Giltgrove Stalker with the 3/3 and just trump block Dusk Charger. They just chump block still. Okay. Water, not the Dusk Charger. Cool. I might have to use this Crushing Canopy on a flyer. Ooh. Exile Jungle Creeper. That forces the block on the Shaper Apprentice. If they attack with all, though, they're dead. Nice. Alright, I don't need to actually cast it yet. I just have to cast it before the turn ends. Okay, so now we'll cast it. On the Water Knot. Hit them for 5. They've got no cards in hand. get there. It was a very close game. That was quite the back and forth race towards the end there. 4 wins, 2 losses. We have gone slightly better than average, which is nice. When you spend less mana to answer a threat than it cost, you have gained an important mana advantage. What? Mana advantage? Who, talks about that? I'm not, I don't listen to, a lot of, competitive players and stuff. Podcasts and stuff, but sometimes I listen to, limited resources. I've, never heard anybody be like, I Doombladed your 6 mana card, giving me the mana advantage. But I hear a lot about, card advantage is what you want. Stuff. Never heard the concept of mana advantage. Magic Arena. Putting in those next level concepts. That's probably just a lot more of a thing for Standard. Because Standard games go so fast, whereas limited games often it's just who gets to play more cards. We're not playing a 3-drop, so we'll just play Evolving Wilds. Grab another forest. Doesn't really matter. I cannot block either of those creatures, so just get in there, Guiltgrove Stalker, because they can't block you either. So, Guiltgrove Stalker is not very good with Hunt the Weak, so we're going to have to play our 3/3 first. Steadfast Armisar is pretty nice. So, 2 mana, tap it, deal damage equal to its toughness to a creature blocking or blocked by it. So what, that thing's basically unblockable? Well, this is a race that is not particularly in my favor. Don't really appreciate it. If I block Steadfast Armisar, they just pay 2 and kill Dust Charger, so that's bad. But so is taking 2 more damage, because now I'm down to 8. Resplendent Griffin. Oh my god. Jesus. I think I'm just dead to these flyers. I have nothing else I can do. Bump spell? Negate. With the nice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Do they have the blessing? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they're definitely going to play a permanent next turn. Be it just a land or a creature. So I'm not quite dead, but I'm basically dead. I'm just going to chump block the Armisar with the Guiltgrove Stalker. Because either creature just dies. Okay, so I am just dead. That is exact lethal. With the second, nice. We'll just double block for fun. But we are dead on board. That is 8. Alright, well that was 4 wins, 3 losses. Definitely not bad at all. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot to say there. I did make some misplays, but I felt like most of our misplays were in the games that we won. I think most of the games that we lost, we just got destroyed regardless. As far as I remember. It's kind of hard to remember that far back when you just play so many games. Let's see, yeah, that was 7 games. So that last game, we just got destroyed. There was nothing we could do. I don't even remember the other games that we lost, to be honest. My memory is very bad in general for most stuff. And it definitely screws me over in life and probably in Magic too. Alright. Let's see what we get in our prize packs. Verdant Sun's Avatar. I mean, it's cute. But pretty useless. It's just way too much mana for how small of a creature it is. It gains you life, but there's even faster ways of gaining life. That's if that's what you're into. Boneyard Parlay, that's a nice mythic if they ever put a multiplayer format onto Arena, because it is a very fun casual card. Definitely the kind of card that is a lot better when you're just in a big old game of casual friends. Yeah, I can't speak. Okay? Sometimes I can't speak. This is one of those videos. I've had a lot of just random stuff I've been saying that does not make any sense. What I'm trying to say is Boneyard Parlay is a lot of fun in multiplayer games with friends. Just big, powerful, swingy effects that you can't really do in 1v1 just because the games are so fast, but you can do them in multiplayer, because if you make yourself like this super fast, hyper threat, then everybody else is going to team up on you. So multiplayer usually goes nice and slow, and everybody gets to play some large, powerful, casual, fun cards. That's what I was trying to say about Boneyard Parlay, and why it's fun, but not really good in 1v1. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Sorry, I'm a lunatic. I don't know why anybody watches me. Thank you all so much, lately. Honestly, the views are ridiculous, and it's insane, and exciting, and intimidating at the same time. Definitely, I think, like, 100 views for, like, a really popular video of mine is cool. That's when I was, like, excited, super cool. And then all of a sudden, like, my first Omniscience draft just got, like, 2,000 views, and I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. apparently the YouTube algorithm, like, showed it to people or something. I don't know what happens. But enough of you thumbs it up, and I got, like, 50 subscribers in, like, a week, which is absolutely insane for me. I know that that's such, like, tiny numbers in, like, the giant scheme of things of, like, going viral, but it's still, like, miniature viral to me. So I just wanted to say thank you, everybody who's randomly showed up from these recent videos. Maybe it was even the video where I was just talking about a bunch of Planeswalkers there. That one I was less surprised that it got a shit ton of views, because I know that, like, the newsy videos are popular, especially if you put them out when the news just comes out. So that was way more views than I expected, but I definitely expected that to be pretty high views compared to my other videos. The Omniscience draft was just like, oh my god, what is happening? But yeah, thanks anybody who watched either of those videos or just any video of mine and thought that this random rambling dude who does not make sense half the time and stutters and cannot speak coherent thoughts sometimes was entertaining enough to stick around with. And also, like, the thing is, I'm not, like, super good at Magic. I just, like, talk through all my decisions, and they're often wrong, but, you know, at least I have my reasonings, and I'll explain them and everything. I just like to play. Just like to play draft and random, casual, fun formats, and yeah, just talk about it. So yeah, thank you, everybody. This was kind of a long-winded, like, extra thanks to thank you all for something very specific, which was, like, the recent success in terms of view count on those videos there. That was crazy. But yeah, as always, let's just end it with the very standard. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back very soon with more Magic Arena videos for you all. Or maybe just Magic videos in general, whenever they finally give us more news on War of the Spark. Unfortunately, it seems like that's going to be a while. Because, yeah, they came out with the giant information, and then they were like, alright, so it's going to be like a month until spoiler season, and it's like, great. They did the same thing with Modern Horizons. They spoiled like 2 cards, and they're like, alright, we'll spoil more in 2 months. And I'm like, what? Can't blue balls us like that. Oh, that was not family friendly. I thought I did good this video. The least family friendly thing that I said was shit, and then we got to that, so yeah, sorry. I'm gonna stop talking before I say worse things. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.